the smell! What the rock is cooking!
Recording live from count them, three locations. This is Past the Rust. I am Patrick, and as always, I am joined by two great men. Jacob, aka Bethke.
Mourning the loss of a great actor, Val Kilmer, and highly recommending everyone to go watch Val on Amazon Prime. That is not a plug, that's just a serious recommendation. It's kind of sad, though. And also, happy to have...
Back to the fold, Caesar, aka LCs.
Konbawa, bitches! I'm back from Japan, exhausted, and I already want to go back.
What is this? You have to, give the people what is the definition, and say it again one more time.
Kumbawa?
Konbawa.
Konbawa.
Konbawa. It just means good evening.
Oh. All right. Konbawa.
Yeah. So some people say konnichiwa, that's how you say hello. You
Oh.
say Ohio gozaimasu, that's how you say good morning.
Ohio.
Konnichiwa, bitches is...
Another good one, too.
No. So yeah, obviously Caesar's back. It's been a couple weeks. He's been out in Nippon.
Nippon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get the pronunciation right. Don't
No,
even
that's
try. But we would like to take a few minutes here, extended period of time here, to discuss your experience.
And actually, I do have one recommendation. I think YouTube Theory says that you should save any kind of crazy content for a couple of 2 minutes, 3 minutes in. What is it? So I think Caesar, the story that's really the highlight of this whole thing, maybe put that one as the finishing touch. At the finishing touch at the end.
At the
I was
end?
gonna say we're here at 2 minutes already, so.
Well, let's just buy ourselves a little more time because I have a lot of questions about a video I saw today. So.
And then the audience will get to see it somewhere typed in here.
I need to just understand. I need everyone to understand. We're just passing through a couple of red tape things right now, and Caesar, take it away.
Oh, man, I don't even know where to start. I was kind of hoping you guys would just kind of ask me a bunch of shit, and then I could get to it.
How long, or how tired were you from the time you left Dallas and got to Japan? And what was that time? What is that time frame?
So from Dallas to Japan was not the roughest part of the journey.
Sure.
That was it was about 17 hours travel time in total. So yeah, tired. As soon as I got to my hotel, I wanted to just, lay down. But then you get hit with the excitement of, oh shit, I'm here and I need to do things because you have such a finite amount of time to do things, right? So as soon as I got settled in, I went out into the town and, I was like, you know what? I hopefully my body just decides to shut down as soon as I lay down on my hotel bed and get some sleep from there. Because I cannot sleep on a plane. But the initial travel time, not that bad. It was a 2-hour flight, 2.5-hour flight to Minnesota with a 1 hour and a half layover, and then I believe it's about 12 hours from Minneapolis to Tokyo of pure flight time. So,
damn.
And then, of course, all the time in between, getting. Listen, once you hit that that airport, they are fast, they are efficient. They're trying to get you out of there, right? But once you hit that airport, and then you're like, well, how the fuck do I get to my hotel? That's when the real journey begins.
Okay.
All right, because if you're not used to a public transport system, oh, buddy, you're in for a rough one trying to find your train.
Yeah,
and then trying to navigate the train stations themselves.
Is there an app that is translatable into English to even attempt to help?
Google Maps does help. They have their own apps.
I mean,
they have their own apps that
there's just
the
a schedule,
use.
right? Like there's time that everything's going to be.
There's time, but here's the thing: it does not tell you how to get to your platform.
Okay, yeah.
You have to find that on your own. So Google Maps will tell you, all right, this is the time your train's leaving. You get off at this stop, and then it'll tell you to walk, right, for a certain amount of time, a certain distance. But it will not tell you, all right, if you're here, you're going to follow these signs over here. No, you got to figure that out on your own. And the worst part of it all was where we were staying at on our first leg of the trip was Shinjuku, which I forgot has the busiest train station in the world. Just an absolute sea of humanity. And it is one of the most complicated train stations to navigate through. Because one thing that I learned and had, again, forgotten about is that the train system is owned and operated by different companies. So it's a public transport system that's been completely privatized.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, I'm looking at this. Okay, so this is a suburb of Tokyo, is what you're saying.
Well, it's a part of Tokyo. So
yeah, it's actually So this is
it would be like close. It would be like to what Brooklyn is to New York City. It's still New York City. It's the borough.
Yeah. It's the next borough over. Basically, what it looks like. It looks like there's like one highway or the Imperial Palace is just casually sort of blocking it from, I guess, what is proper downtown Tokyo. Sorry, I'm just getting a map here, but continue.
Yeah, the way that Tokyo is set up too is really strange because no one particular part is considered, all right, this is Tokyo, and then these are its suburbs. No, it's like all these different wards or boroughs or suburbs, however you want to call them, comprise Tokyo, right? All these different little pieces to the puzzle. You know, there is no downtown because each ward has its own like downtown center where if you're looking to party, eat, drink, get into some debaucherous behavior, they have all of that over there.
This is very big, like New York City.
Yeah, it's very big. It's New York City on steroids. It feels like.
Yeah. If our country were smaller and enough of us could get to New York all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was certainly trial by fire trying to figure out how to navigate those trains. Sadly, I did figure it all out. I was like, oh shit, I know how to. I don't even need to struggle anymore.
Were you trying to stay lost?
I mean, no, I think I did have that on my bucket list of like just getting lost in Tokyo, getting lost in Japan, and trying to figure it all out. The thing was, just by the time I did figure it all out, it's like, oh well, I now had to head back and sit in car traffic. Which is after experiencing 2 weeks of just being on foot and by train.
Fucking bullet trains, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when you were in Tokyo, I am assuming we were all at a hotel. Did y'all do some sort of Japan Airbnb?
Okay. So we were all separate hotels because we were going to be together so often. It's like we need some space away from each other. So I was in what was known as is known as a capsule hotel. So if you're familiar with the concept of hostels, very similar concept, right? Except instead of having like a normal bed, you have these 2 bunk beds that essentially each create like their own little capsule that you stay in. And so inside your capsule, you're gonna have your mattress, TV, a fan, charging. They try to make everything compact and convenient. Now, what I was unaware of when I booked this is that the capsule hotels don't have like private showers. They have bathhouses. And if you're not familiar with the bathhouses, it is a communal. It is completely 100% communal.
I always think that's weird I guess I don't know how you grew up, but a lot of us grew up just in middle school athletics where we basically were in a bathhouse.
Yeah, sort of, but like there's no athletic component, and it's when I was in, I only got as far as middle school athletics, but when practice was over, I just went showered in my own house, like, so you go in there.
Seventh grade athletics, we did football before school, so you're showering.
Oh no, we did it after school and at TC Marsh Middle School, I'll tell you that. But yeah, so you go in there, and the proper etiquette is you don't go in there with your towel. Your towel is in a basket, right? Just in this little like open locker area. You go in with a face towel or your loofah towel, right? This is like a little scrubber, and that's it. You just surrounded. As soon as you walk into the changing area, you're just surrounded by a bunch of naked Japanese men. And then I have leg tattoos, right? So some of the guys just immediately just start looking down at my legs, and I'm like, all right, what are we staring at right now?
They were in defeat.
I don't know if that was it, but
that
did take some.
When you do something every day, and then all of a sudden you go in and there's fucking leg tattoos where they didn't used to be, you're probably like, what the fuck's that?
Right? And so it's just a little weird. I'm like, all right, can y'all not stare? I'm already not used to having to be completely naked around a bunch of like grown Japanese men, and you're not helping by staring. But eventually, once you realize
the way you just qualified that, it sounds like you used to being around a bunch of naked one type of race, just not Japanese.
Oh well, all right. I guess it's just say men in general. But anyway, yeah, no. After a while, though, you kind of just get used to it because it's just like everybody. This is just their every day.
Look, this is a strictly America hang up. The rest of the world doesn't care about this.
Exactly, and so after a while, you're like, you know what? It's actually pretty relaxing once you're in the bathhouse itself, and then you have the hot spring, buddy. At first I was a little weary of like how hot that thing was because I went in there, I was like, God damn, that burns. And then once you actually just let yourself soak in there, whoo, you just feel like a new person.
Okay, very nice. Wait, you had that at the place you were staying?
At the place in Shinjuku that I was staying, yeah. I
What
stayed
is
in
that
a more
called?
traditional hotel in Osaka.
What was it called?
A capsule hotel.
Capsule?
Yeah.
All right, interesting. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've been just poking around
closest,
at random things online.
the closest thing that I could say is if you have ever heard of a pod share in LA.
No, I'm sorry, brother. There's like zero chance I would ever fucking look into that. I think.
Oh no, I don't know if you've heard of those things out in LA.
No,
I
didn't. This is something I could maybe do in Japan because of the experience. To do this in LA of all places.
Yeah, well, no, the pod share in LA does have private showers. I will say.
Yeah.
That.
Okay. Great.
Okay. Wait. I'm looking at pictures now. Did yours look like you're in a spaceship?
Did my
This
what
one
look like in a spaceship? My capsule.
Your
hotel?
capsule. Yeah.
No, my capsule did not look like I was in a spaceship.
Oh, this one's in Osaka, so this isn't the right.
Because
Here,
these all look fucking sci-fi as hell.
No, I stayed at a pretty affordable one.
But there's a lot of capsule hotels.
I would say look up Anshin, Anshin Oyato, which is Oyato. Capsule hotel, and then
okay, all right.
Yeah, this looks like you're in a
website.
spaceship.
Yeah,
What's
dude,
up?
that's kind of cool looking. Solid website.
It's very sci-fi looking.
Oh yeah, don't let the pictures fool you. It's really not that sci-fi looking once you're actually in there. They just have some great photographers out in Japan. I'll tell you that much.
Nice.
But I will say the amenities, nice. All right, my capsule hotel. I stayed with Anshin Oyoda, which is a small chain throughout Tokyo.
TripAdvisor.
Free drinks from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m.
No.
What
Free
is this, a
drinks.
casino?
Bombs.
Yeah, so you just go into like the
Kind
lounge
of a nice
area.
bathroom, bro. Not gonna lie. It's kind of a nice bathroom, even if it is communal.
Yeah. It was very nice and well kept. But I will say this: the lounge, the free lounge area, from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. all you can drink. They do say limit how much you can have, but like, really, there's nobody there to really monitor your drinking. Oh, but everybody's pretty respectful about the limits anyway, and they do say like loud drunk people, even if you stay, you will be kicked out. So drink within reason. But then they had like a coffee bar too, of course, like soda machines, massage chairs that actually rock your world. We'll say that after like day when you're lugging around a bunch of luggage, walking through, getting like 20,000 steps in, that massage chair comes in handy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, this place looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. So this was the first part of the trip.
Yeah, that was the first part of my trip. They even give you like pajamas for you to use as well. They give you free curry for breakfast, which is really good actually. Like Jesus, that curry had no right being so good. And then mine being in the heart of Shinjuku, like I'm right outside the station, so I have easy access to all the fun parts of the city. Although, as we'll come to find out later, due to some certain fun events,
too much fun,
I did spend like an entire day in my capsule, just healing my wounds. But yeah, and then I stayed in another one in Akihabara. That one, better service, just not as good of a hotel as the one in Shinjuku.
Cool. So what traditional Japanese experiences did you go for?
Let's see. Did the bathhouse thing. I wanted so hot springs, right? So unfortunately, if you have tattoos, finding a hot spring that's tattoo friendly is a bit of a challenge. They are becoming more popular and more readily
Accepted.
acceptable or accepted
Yeah.
of tattoos, especially since you are a foreigner, so they don't expect you to understand their culture or customs when it comes to having a tattoo and go into a bathhouse. But since mine already had one, I did that. Let's see. A lot of the cultural things just had more to do with the cuisine, right? Going to temples, doing the little prayers. There, you see it all. You see it in some animes, and I was like, all right, I want to do that. Just
I've been playing Breath of the Wild, so I just assume you're going into random places and you're having to like move stuff, solve puzzles.
no, definitely not. Gosh, I did have.
Did we do any just traditional karaoke?
So the buddies that I went with, not karaoke guys. Even if we were in the heart, even in the heartland of karaoke, they're just not about it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to save this for another trip. However, we did almost get to drink and eat and just essentially get fucked up with Japanese salarymen just randomly in the streets of Ekabukuro. While we were waiting in line to enter this other place, we get approached by some Japanese salarymen and women.
What does salarymen mean?
So basically, what it means is just a corporate office worker, right? And if you learn anything about Japanese corporate office life, it is the most oppressive thing in the career world. Just you look at the developed nations and you look at everybody's office culture, theirs is terrible. There's a reason they have such a high unaliving rate amongst men, especially in those professions, because you essentially work from dusk till dawn, and only have such a limited time for yourself, right? And they don't really do overtime pay over there, from what I've heard. So you're working 12 hours a day. That doesn't include your commute. So salarymen have a reputation, one when you see one, because they're probably passed out on the train at night or out on the streets just with a beer in their hand.
Yeah, it's like the guys that I used to see in my old apartment complex that would just sit by their truck and each have their own 24-pack.
Hell yeah,
something like that. So
kicking it with the boys.
So yeah, we found these we were found by these Japanese salarymen and women, and one of them spoke decent enough English, right? And they were trying to invite us to go to their what they called their graduation ceremony. So one of the employees there was getting moved to a different branch, and so this was their going away party. And we're like, fuck it. We're gonna get fucked up.
That's a pretty good reason, but yeah, you definitely should have known some shenanigans were about to ensue.
Well, here's the thing. Shenanigans, unfortunately, did not ensue. Because one of them was like, hold on. There's a hierarchy to these things. So they had to go ask the top dog of this group, can these 3 foreigners come with us? And unfortunately, we were not allowed to come with them because
they were about to haze somebody.
Well, either that or they said that their boss is not a very open-minded individual, so we assumed the xenophobia was real there.
Better for you that they asked ahead.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, we're not trying to crash anybody's party, at least not in that part of the world.
I got a good question actually. How much of this is still going on over there?
Decent amount. Matter of fact, that's the thing that tripped me out. All right, glad you brought that up.
Smoky.
They have hot boxes out in the streets of Tokyo.
What?
They have straight up. No, it's not weed because they do have CBD and stuff.
I get it.
But you'll walk through and close to the station entrances, right? They just have smoking rooms, and it's just a room full of people, right? Enclosed with very little air filtering out, right?
Yeah, it sounds like my bar here in Denton.
Yeah, and they're just hotboxing cigarettes in there.
Yeah,
you
I
see,
see
like,
that.
chain smoking.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
It looks like an ATM, like the worst ATM of all time.
Oh yeah, and then there's lines to get into the room.
Yeah, yeah.
there's
I
lines
mean,
for
that's
everything.
good. I'm glad that they have capacity. That they in America we would not handle the capacity.
No,
At least
and
not
then
in smoking's prime.
and then even in my like, because a lot of places in Japan now are like, no smoking here, and that's mostly a lot to do with like the construction of a lot of the buildings are still made of wood.
Well,
And so
fair.
the compromise was like, we're gonna give you little smoking stations for you,
Fuck
you
yeah.
tobacco addicts. And then in my hotel, in the lounge, they had a sauna room converted into a smoking room. So you just see this little room of just dudes sitting down in their pajamas, just chain smoking to their heart's content.
Jesus.
I vibe with it.
It was pretty funny. I will say that.
That's the one. That's the one way I think I would fit into Japanese culture. My love of cigarettes and baseball.
Oh yeah. Now, sadly enough, now that you brought up, I did try to put on my list of things to do to see a Japanese baseball game. Had the tickets, day of the game, and got rained out. It was rained out, canceled, and I couldn't get a refund because I was just not going to be able to fit that. It was so far out of my way to get to this stadium. I was like, I'll just eat the $32 that I lost out on myself and my friend.
Ooh, I've got a better one. Okay, so I'm sad that you didn't do that. Did you go to see cherry blossom, like forest? Like, was it just casual? Did you go to a whole?
So I did go see cherry blossoms. The thing is, you do hear about like there's festivals and all this other stuff where it's like just rows and rows, but cherry blossom trees are really everywhere. So once they actually started to bloom, I was in Kyoto. I was scrolling through their Nijijo Castle, and as you stroll through, they have like this little garden section, and then there's just cherry blossom trees there. So we got to see them there. Got to see them in Asakusa, where again they're just growing all over these temple grounds. So we didn't go to like a festival or a forest full of cherry blossoms, but we saw our fair share of cherry blossom trees all over Japan once they started blooming.
Hell yeah! I just found one that was like a whole fucking forest. I don't know where I was on the map, but yeah, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, no, and they really are a really nice sight to behold, and they just do add to the aesthetic of Japan because once you get there, everything. I mean, we're tourists. As tourists, you're in a new land you've never been to before. Everything that might seem mundane to the locals to you just seems like this is a great aesthetic, and so that's what it was, like the bombardment of just aesthetically pleasing.
When people come here and see
things.
someone in a 10-gallon hat.
Exactly. Although I don't know if they'll see like Arlington, Texas, and be like, "Wow, look at all of this architecture."
Oh, hillbilly!
Look at all these warehouses.
Look at all the parking.
Oh my god, parking for sure.
No
Strip
parking
mall.
over in Japan, I'll tell you that.
North Texas really is just one giant strip mall, but
do you think most people get told to just understand that rideshare is the only realistic way to do it anymore? For a lot of the southern places they have to go, at least.
I don't know enough about renting cars.
In California, LA for sure. Oh, there's you have the one where you can just kind of rent out your car easier now, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I did say I did do
how you get the New Orleans attack.
Now when you're asking me about like certain Japanese experiences, arcades, big thing over there. Still very popular. Yeah. I did hop on a fighting game, and I did get my ass handed to me in a fighting game by a Japanese guy.
I love my favorite version of the Japanese arcade games is all like the weird music rhythm.
Oh, they have that in spades over there, man.
They're crazy. They're so complicated. I love it so much.
And then there's I remember our first night we ended up in an arcade, and open container laws don't like you can just drink anywhere, just on the streets.
Right.
You can bring
you did say that people were just walking around with beer bottles, and I was
just don't be a dick.
Yeah, well, they don't have glass bottles, but yeah, they're beer cans, and you can just bring your drinks into the arcade, And so, you know, we're
Do people
doing
just
that.
like get backpacks full of beer? Like how are people just walking around with sixers?
Foreigners are the ones that are doing the backpacks full of beer. All the locals have already done
Classic
the pregame.
us.
Yeah.
Is
all
the arcade
You can just say
serving?
Americans.
Does the arcade
well,
serve
no,
their
there's
own?
the Brits too, man. Let me tell you something. Going
The
to
old,
Japan,
all right, whatever. The Americans
They're
are the
just-
old Americans.
They're just Americans with other accents.
yeah, no, but let me tell you something. The worst fucking tourists that I had problems with when I was over there were people from the UK. You guys are a bunch of dickheads. Like just absolute dickheads. You have no business traveling. Please. But all the locals, they do their pregame
serve
and
their own
they drink
drinks?
right outside, and then they go in there already buzzed, ready to party. Like
Oh, I like
they already
that.
got it. They already did their stuff. So, but yeah, arcades over there, fun time, multiple floors of things to do. Got to do the Japanese batting cages.
Hell yeah, like
Those are fun.
the Top Golf type batting cage,
Yeah, something like that.
or like the simulator kind.
Not the simulator kind, like that.
Okay.
That ball's coming at you.
Well, no, I mean where you still hit the ball, but you're hitting it into like a virtual background. Or,
not a virtual background. I wasn't in a fancy one. You're just hitting them into nets that are catching them.
Still love it.
It's like
And
a
I topped the fastest that I could consistently hit was about 74 miles an hour. So
nice.
There's that.
Did they give you the exit velocity?
No, they don't give you exit velocity.
You gotta go to the simulators, the Top Golf style, whatever.
You gotta go to the fancy ones, but we didn't do none of
Did
that.
you go to the tropical greenhouse dome?
The tropical? I don't even know what that is.
I'm really in the depths of just digging through the maps at this point.
Just googling Japan.
No, yeah. I've been wandering around the map section in Tokyo for a bit.
Now, gentlemen, I will say this. All right, so
do we play the video now, Bethke?
No,
what minute?
Yeah, we're deep enough in where I think we can talk about.
Can I play
Caesar,
the video?
Caesar can come out to the public about his kinks.
All right, wait, hold on. I wouldn't call this a cake. It was more of a challenge.
Okay, well let's see the video. Let's see the video.
Before you play the video, I do have to ask, right? Because when I told you guys about it, did you make any mention of it on the show, or is this new to the the as well?
Oh no, we didn't.
No.
I don't think we touched on the fact that you reported us you had a concussion in Japan.
No.
All right.
No, we said you were abducted. That was something we did report.
I mean, that pretty much felt like what happened.
You ruined a baseball franchise.
I was too busy trying to break down the difference between Magical Mystery Tour and the White Album. So.
Fair enough. All right. Well, yeah.
Don't
we'll
worry.
show
We have a color coded chart.
You can play the video and then we can go into what all happened.
Let's
there.
see how unseamlessly I can make this happen.
Oh, man, I don't want to relive this.
This is an incredible video.
1 second.
This video hurt. All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Here we go. Oh.
So again, I'm a little confused here. This is
one of the kooky Japanese things that we did. You know, one of the. All right.
And these people work. They work there.
These ladies, they are known as the Muscle Girls.
Work where?
This is
where
in
are we?
Ikebukuro. All right.
What is this
that was
establishment?
The nicest lady that I had. So this is a bar.
No,
Okay.
Some of these are crazy, dude. Like that was crazy. She missed.
No, this last one. The last one.
Yeah, the last one's fucked up. I might have fought somebody over that.
Yeah, the last one was mean, very mean spirited. Here she goes, and she lines me up. Bah!
But this is what she came for.
And that is the concussion.
Oh, that's probably where it happened. That last one.
Yeah, your brain is rattling around.
Real scrambled brains there. All right, so let's talk about it. All right, so where
You're
this
the
was.
CTE captain, after all.
I am the CTE captain. It's not a bit. It's life.
CTE is life.
So this was at a place. It's a
Mr. Bin concussed.
Mr. Benton cussed. So this is a place in Ikebukuro, Japan. It's called the Muscle Girls Bar, right? So the bartenders are all bodybuilders, and you get all you can drink for about 80 minutes. And here's the thing: the drinks are about. Let me see if I can stack it up. So cups about that big or that long, and then significantly wider, right? So two 2 drinks
That's what she said.
will absolutely screw up a normal human being, or maybe even 1. And then what you saw there was the lineup of slaps. All right, so
You felt like you had enough drinks to endure.
I thought I did. Yes.
Did you pay extra
You not
to
extra.
get slapped?
So you do. So what they do is once you've paid your entry fee, right? They give you what they call like muscle girl bucks. That's been included in your fee, and so you can give those bucks to certain things, right? And so on there, it's like the slaps, right? So my understanding is of what your fee covers, right? Your entry fee covers, and what you picked on the menu for them to do, right? Because they can do a bunch of different things, not just smack the shit out of you, right? That money goes to them.
Ayo?
That's their tip. Like they don't.
Okay,
they don't do,
okay.
Yeah,
that's fair, but
Were the people hitting you also the bartenders?
yes.
Okay.
and there's a menu.
There's so it's a menu of different things that your muscle girl bucks can.
There are
cover, right?
microtransactions within the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's
In
all
the
covered.
menu-
It's all covered. So in the on the menu, it's like you had the slaps. You had one where they curl you.
Fuck
So
yeah.
they pick you up and they curl you.
That's hot.
Right. They have another one where, so they have they have a dance pole, right? And what they'll do is to show you how strong their core is what they said. They will look like they're gonna give you an elbow drop, but they will stop within an inch of actually hitting you, and then they measure it to see how close they got to actually hitting you.
Okay.
And then there's some
I'd
other.
watch this on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some other things, less weird and out there that's also on there. So, they have like a family. They have like family pictures. So you take a picture with the entire group of the bartenders with your group, if you came in a group or whatever.
And you chose slap.
Yes. Oh, do I have to relive this again, Patrick?
I mean,
for the rest of your life.
we're not doing anything interesting visually, so.
So
I guess
this is just
now
my lead question here is: there
what
an increase?
Do I have to sign something?
No. This is unrelated to you.
Too.
Is there an increase in the percentage of dwarfism in this place, or is Japan in general have a higher?
They have a lot of short people, yes.
But
they also have
short.
No, in this particular one, these were they were particularly short. Yeah, and there were nothing. There was no. I wouldn't say you go in there.
Wow.
Oh my God, everybody's so tiny. It's like, I mean, I'm still short for Japan. Like at my
laughing off like a good sport. Just keep it on loop.
Yeah.
Oh, please, no more loops. I've lived through that one enough. All right, now here's
it
the
was
thing.
funny. I just assumed you hit your head on something like
No, I
walking
did.
around.
I hit my head on their hands 11 times.
12 times. Okay, yeah, 11.
I think
11.
some of those are. Did your nose like almost get broken? Because it looked like
No.
a few of those like kind of missed.
No. So you can't see it now because my skin my face has healed, but this was just bruised the fuck up. My face was swollen for a couple days, and the very next day, like I had to go because I was like, yo, I feel this is awful, right? Had to look up
how many of those
clinic.
tall drinks did you have before you did that?
2.5. And I'm not a big drinker, so I was
okay.
Trust me,
It would have taken me more to get to agree to that.
I had enough liquid courage in my body.
And now the only other question I have is better or worse than melted sticks of butter or sticks of butter?
I'd rather do the butter.
I'm gonna need an explanation on that too, and I
I
wish
think
I had a
I think
video,
we've
but I
done it
don't think we
before.
do.
I think we've done it before, but
the Wheel of
if
Misfortune.
anything, if anything, we just need to do a whole little section where Payman gets on here and retells that story with you because it's probably still his favorite story from college. I've heard him retell that day of his life probably as much as anything.
God
So
damn
short
it.
of full context, you're being punished for something, and you had to do what? Eat butter?
He was being
Yes.
punished by his own decisions, and that.
Yeah. Story of my life here, buddy. So unfortunately, I was coerced into being the philanthropy chair for a particular year. All right.
I actually think that's a fair way to put it.
Yeah, no, that was the only way of putting it.
This
It was
is going to
very
require
much
another
me-
tangent that we can't go down. but-
Listen, I remember
No.
that. I remember the conversation very vividly. I am cornered by like 3 or 4 people from the exec committee, and they're like, "Please, we need somebody who can do this." And I'm like, "Listen, I had one good semester running our social media accounts. You suddenly think I can like operate our philanthropy?"
That's how the business works.
And so, after a lot of
Opportunity
begging,
is thrusted onto you.
yeah, after a lot of begging on the other end, I was like, fine, I'll do it. Shit. And then, I come in with ideas, right? Because we needed ideas. And
It was a good idea. I will give you that.
yeah, it was an idea.
There was some.
The execution was poor, but I didn't have great resources or teammates to work with.
No, I that's the one thing is resources. Probably the second part, I will definitely give you credit for. You got little to no help from the chapter on that, and so everyone else did not set you up to be successful.
No, not at all. So
I agree with that. I think that's a fair way to pass the blame.
So listen, we had this, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Well, there's a station that was doing the Wheel of Misfortune, and I was like, what if I take that, but apply it to philanthropy with some ideas that I can try to get passed by the university. And on the list of terrible things that could land on, one was eating sticks of butter, just raw sticks of butter.
Was it vague? Just said sticks. It wasn't
butter.
like 2. It wasn't like 4.
I don't even remember. Okay,
No, it was just one stick of butter. I think it did say just stick of butter.
Yeah, so eat a stick of butter. And it is awful. It is absolutely just
And of course, like anybody who actually did come over there was like desperately wanting to get that one.
There's other ones like eat a habanero.
The other ones were just so mild compared to eat a stick of butter. Eat a stick of butter sounds like
awful.
Like I don't know, I don't know how many people.
I don't think I could do it.
No, it's not supposed to be done by any human.
No. And this human had to do it twice.
Oh man.
Oh, it was not it was not a fun challenge. That's for fucking sure.
Which would you
I'd rather
prefer?
do the sticks of butter than
Okay.
line up and get smacked around 11 times by very muscular women. Now here's the thing. I had a friend who had done that before, right? He had done that before, and he told me, he's like, it sucks, but it's not that bad. I showed him the video. His response was like, Jesus Christ, did you piss them off? They didn't unload on me like that. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You're telling me they went easy on you? So, yeah, muscle growth
You got your
bar.
money's worth.
I definitely did.
Good
and then I
story.
spent
Good
a
for the
lot of money
podcast.
on a lot of different home remedies, like this cold pack right here. Oh my god, this thing is amazing. Highly recommend.
Pass the Rock brought to you by Cold Pack.
Japanese cold pack. This thing lasts for hours. And so if you ever see a bunch of photos of me with a headband on, my headband in most of the photos is hiding this.
That's
on my
beautiful.
forehead.
Well,
Then
I'm glad you didn't let it deter you too much.
Oh, and this right here, Eve A, whatever this is, great for headaches. Absolutely great.
All right.
But I went to a Japanese clinic the day after. Had to drag my buddy in there who has like basic enough or good enough Japanese skills to kind of convey what had happened. Boy, I made this nurse's day, fellas. She was
By the
asking
way,
me, wait, how the
Eve A listed as a
No, it's so Eve
Relief
and then A is the name
relief
of, this
of pain associated with menstruation,
Really?
headache, and toothache.
Whatever. I also have Eve triple shot. If you look up Eve triple shot, that's the other one.
Oh, Jesus, that sounds high duty.
Yeah. Oh, definitely was. I took one of those. Oh, I took
Antiparectic analgesic.
Anal.
what?
Anal.
Analgesic.
Evil triple shot, Japan.
Severe headaches, menstrual pain, and stiff shoulder pain. Quick action formula, gentle on the stomach. Does not contain ingredients that cause drowsiness.
There you go. Yeah, no, that one. Whew, let me tell you something. Definitely a lifesaver. That triple shot. But I remember going to the clinic. Right, I found a foreigner-friendly clinic because there is no you being a foreigner going to a Japanese emergency room unless you have their health card, right? Unless you have a you're a proof of resident and you have like their little hey I can use your services. So found a clinic. My buddy was translating, and this nurse was laughing her ass off when she when she got the story of how I got all bruised the fuck up on my face. Oh man, the doctor himself just looked at me. He's like, why did you do that? I'm like, buddy, I'm a dumb foreigner. Just run whatever tests you need to run to make sure I'm okay.
You should have just been like American.
Yeah,
he should have said. He could have. I didn't even need to say that.
About it?
I couldn't think of what Japanese for American was, but
what are you gonna do about it?
No, you could get away with maybe being not American. Me and Jacob, they're gonna be like American.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah. Either way, he was like, you're gonna be in observation for a few days. Gave me like the whole rundown, and I was like, all right. He's like, you might be concussed, you might not be. Well, you'll have to monitor. And then he gave me like this little thing where like if I feel really bad, like the very next day where I can get like a CT scan done. I was like, Jesus Christ. Thankfully I was better in about 2 days. So
it's beautiful. He got you back on your feet. Didn't even miss a week of production. Got to get out and see the world. I
did miss a day of my trip because of that, but other than that, we made up for it in other ways.
How many figurines did you buy?
Not too many because luggage space is limited. All right, and carrying a bunch of that shit very
delicate,
dicey.
Yeah,
very dicey. But I would say, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bought 6.
That's more than
I brought 6.
I
bought 5, and then one of my buddies bought me another one.
That's nice
because he owed me one. So
there you go.
So there's that. I bought a bunch of fucking keychains. I think keychains is the thing that I brought the most of. Oh, more than anything, a lot of Japanese skincare and hair care products.
Oh, that's definitely quality.
Do you have to buy it all at like less than 2 ounces?
No, I mean as long as you put in your check luggage.
Yeah, check that shit.
Now I will say, tax-free over there, beautiful thing. But once you buy your products, you can't use them if you do tax-free.
Like before you bring it back, it's gotta be sealed.
Yeah, it has to be sealed up. Everything. You don't really even have to declare it at customs. Because I didn't, because it was in my check luggage. I'm like, you guys run my shit through an X-ray. You can see it for yourselves.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. Yeah, we try to stock up on. Luckily, that's not too bad, but we try to stock up on Indian products when it comes to hair and skin and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff is so much more fresh. Holy fuck!
Oh yeah, no, the dude, when I at my capsule hotel, they had a bunch of like hair and skin products for you to use once you leave like the bathhouse area and you go to like just the sinks and all the shit where they have like hair care, skin care for you after you're all done. I got my hands on some of those things. I'm like, yeah, I need some of this back home, like expeditiously. This shit is great. And I don't know what it is in that water, man. That water, different than the water back home. I'm just saying, there's a difference in the water.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of differences in those regards, but
I prefer my natural oils.
Sounds like a.
They have those.
Sounds like a.
my natural oils.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like a successful trip to Japan. Then.
Now I'm gonna say this, fellas.
Yeah, what
the
else
food there, exquisite. Never a bad meal.
How many 7-Elevens did you get into?
You know what? I went to all. So they have 3 major convenience stores, right? They have 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson's. 7-Eleven over there, cool, great. You know, I will say they don't have the slurpee machines, so that is a little bit of like a negative on that. And they don't have like fountain drinks. Like they don't really do fountain drinks over there. However, the cost of a drink over there is very cheap. Very cheap. You can get beer for $1.50, $1.30, $1.20. It's good beer. All right. You can get fucked up for cheap out there. But the food, right? Because I think a lot of people hear about convenience store food in Japan. 7-Eleven, their sandwiches, immaculate. Everybody else though, Lawson and Family Mart, better food in my opinion. On the other options. So I went to Family Mart a lot. They have this spicy chicken. It's like this little chicken tender, I guess you would call it. About like $1. It's the size of a McDonald's hash brown, if not a little bit bigger.
Is it Fami Chiki?
Fami Chiki, yeah, the spicy Fami Chiki. That it has no business being so damn good.
Egg sandwich is incredible. That feels like my people should have made that.
And their egg sandwiches out there, soft, fluffy.
Souffle pudding looks absolutely amazing right now. I'm not gonna lie.
The what?
There's a souffle pudding on their website.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, they have an obsession with pudding.
Seasoned soft-boiled eggs. Look, dude, I get it. Eggs are very good for you, but this is incredible. Classic spam and rice.
Yeah, they had that. I'll say this. So
tuna mayonnaise.
All the convenience stores, like when you go there, you're going there for their chicken, right? Their fried chicken, spicy Fami Chicken, number 1. Lawson's number 2. Lawson's has a better texture. Fami Chicky, better flavor, and then 3 is 7-Eleven. It's just that one was actually kind of disappointing. It's not a bad one, but once I had the other 2 before it, I'm like,
Were you having Grand Time beers?
Not Grand Time beers. I had a lot of Asahi, or I think Asahi beers.
What about Sapporo?
I've had a decent amount of Sapporo already, so I wasn't really in the mood for any Sapporo. Did have some Kirin.
That's the one that's popular stateside, Sapporo.
Sapporo is a lot more popular up north in Japan too. That's just because where that comes from. Gotcha. But Kirin Light is definitely the beer that I was drinking the most. But what I was drinking a lot of, guys, lemon sours. Lemon sours are great.
Nice.
And you could go to an izakaya, or you could go to like a fried chicken joint, and they have what's called the mega portioning. And again, it is just these giant, huge ass mugs for very little, like 870 yen. So like that's not even.
Oh, did you get some fire mochi?
I did have some mochi, yes. Pretty good mochi.
Oh yeah. Was it cheaper? Was it just like mochi is so fucking expensive? You want good shit here?
Oh no, dude! It's food. The prices of food out there are astonishing. Granted, that is if you look at it through the lens of the American dollar, not the Japanese yen.
Fair.
Although, a fair amount of people eat out every day over there, so food is affordable. I know my first day back here, I went to one. I went to a Jack in the Box because it was open, and I just looked at the prices and I just sighed, just a deep, deep sigh of disappointment. Oh, because you go over there, they have a fast food joint called Yoshinoya, and if you like beef bowls, it's just rice, meat on top, $4, and you get a solid meal.
Beef bowl.
Are you like amazed? No. Are you satisfied and also like, hey, I could eat this again later today? Yes, absolutely. Now, we'll say this, gentlemen. The best pizza I've ever had, I can confidently say, is in Tokyo.
Okay.
Just, if you're ever in Japan and you go to a place and you're ever in Roppongi Hills, look up a place called PST. It stands for like Pizza Studio Tamaki. It's all like Neapolitan style pizza. Oh my God. So fucking good.
This is the true Italiano style.
Oh yeah, they do it better.
This is how a mama gets mead.
Better than the Italians do it. I'll tell you that.
All right, look, you don't have to be.
Oh no, I've had pizza in Italy. I can say it.
All right.
Now, I haven't had pizza in New York, so maybe Italian Americans do it better. But
I would
it's
think
difficult.
that would be more of what you think you want when you're thinking of what pizza should be.
But I mean, if you like this, I mean, this is the very traditional Italian style. This is the way it's supposed to look. This is the pizzeria. This isn't the American version.
Cane Rosso does it really well.
Yeah, I mean, Cane Rosso is a similar one here, and they're not bad. But yeah, a lot of the pizza places in America, obviously, we have a different version of pizza.
And then man,
industrialized pizza.
You know, I also ate like way more food than I ever thought I was going to eat over there. But you walk so much that you're constantly hungry.
Do you eat?
What's up?
Melon pond.
I only had one melon pond, but it was really good.
So good.
It was a lot crispier than I thought it would be on the edges, but it was delicious.
Yeah, I've never had one fresh made, obviously, so that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, no, definitely recommend that. Japanese barbecue, very similar to Korean barbecue. I paid $32, right, for my Japanese barbecue experience in this one place in Kyoto. Add Wagyu beef included in the fucking price. All you could eat for about an hour. It's an hour and a half. Right,
much different than getting it in Carrollton here.
Oh, for sure.
Double the price of the meal.
And included in all this, right, was all the premium beefs, right? No limit on how much.
Matcha melon pond. Ooh.
Oh, matcha's everywhere over there, man. They had matcha beer. I had a matcha beer over there. It's just beer. It's just green beer. Because matcha's already so bitter that it just kind of blends in with the rest of the beer.
I guess I'm confused. Does all matcha have like the same like caffeine like property? Like, does it get cooked out of stuff? I don't know.
I couldn't.
We use matcha at home, but like as an energy supplement for shakes.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, but no, in this particular place, I think the best meal that I had was in this family restaurant in Kyoto. Actually, no, not the best meal. Well, maybe. But yeah, they had all these Wagyu stuff. They had dessert, all these different sides, all these different things, all included in the price. I'm like, how do you turn a profit? Because if you just saw the meal that I had, you would think that's gonna run you like $70 or more in America, and ran me about $32. No tip. Service is great, and I will say this though: if you're looking for a great bowl of ramen, an amazing bowl of ramen. You find yourself in Kyoto. All right, you're gonna go to Kyoto. There's a place called let me see. Is it Kyoto Ramen Engine? Let me see.
Whoa, I don't think you can say that.
Ramen Engine.
Oh, that's
Engine Ramen. All right. So that one's a great ramen place, but the place that I'm talking about is literally next door to Kyoto Engine Ramen. It's ran by two ladies, just two. And holy shit, guys, it was one of the top meals I've ever had in my entire life. I just got like their most recommended dish, and I just sat there, and I've never just slowly enjoyed a bowl of ramen more in my entire life. It's called Ramen Sen no Kaze, Kyoto. Now I
can't wait till I'm in Japan like 10 years from now, pulling up this YouTube video, trying to scroll the exact spot to find this.
Listen, who knows? Maybe I live out in Kyoto because I think I enjoyed Kyoto the most of all the big three cities. Kyoto is definitely my vibe. I appreciate how easy it is to get around in Tokyo compared to Kyoto. They do have train stations. Kyoto's a little bit more spread out. It's not as condensed. And trains don't run as often.
Does Kyoto give you any kind of countryside view?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're surrounded by like the mountainous countryside on everywhere you go. Hell, even when I was climbing through Inari Shrine, because you kind of go up a mountain basically to go through all these torii gates. You're surrounded by so much nature everywhere. It's a very peaceful walk. Although I will say this, Stairmasters, if you plan on going to Japan, I highly recommend you do Stairmasters for 2 months straight. You're going to be doing a lot of steps. You're going to be walking a lot. You're going to be going up a lot of stairs. They have escalators, they have elevators, but elevators, they're tiny, weird. They don't close automatically. Matter of fact, as soon as you go in there, into the elevator, you press your floor, the doors don't close. You have to press the close doors button, and because, you know, you don't know that going in there, all the locals just look at you with, like, sheer disgust, like, why haven't you closed the door yet? Like, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. Your elevators just don't automatically shut down by themselves. Shut up, and then, you know. Either way. But yeah, Kyoto, if you are into great food, traditional, like, Japanese, like, aesthetics, like, and you love like the historical context of, you know, Japan, you're gonna get all that in Kyoto with the big city feel as well. Osaka, that is a party city if I've ever seen one. That is just straight up party city, degeneracy. I had no idea that our hotel was located in the red light district. So every night at the end of our trip, we would have to walk through so many lines of people offering different types of services. And you're just like, geez, no thank you. But
no more slaps.
No more slaps, no.
This is what he says when we're recording. Let's see what he says off the...
Hey, man, I'm an open book. You know what? Here, I'll tell you about the most terrible thing that I've seen. The most debaucherous thing I saw over there. All right, so I'm staying in Akihabara. This is my last... This is actually like my last full day. Now, I crossed the street. Me and my buddy were just exploring Akihabara, where one of our other friends is doing last minute, you know, gift shopping nearby. And I had heard of a store that was pretty infamous in the Akihabara area, but I didn't know the name, and I didn't even know like how I would look it up. But I just heard there's a floor, or not a floor. There's a store that had 5 floors of just some shit, right? Just So I'm next to this taiyaki stand. I think I'm saying it right. It's that little pastry that has red bean paste on the inside.
Yeah, the fish.
Yeah. Now
Takoyaki,
I believe, yeah. And this was shaped in Magikarp. So if you're a Pokemon fan, this was a Pokemon-shaped takoyaki.
Takoyaki. It's an O in the middle there.
Okay.
Sorry.
And we eat our little dessert here, and then we see this one store. We'd gone through all these different figure stores.
That's the wrong thing. Sorry. Continue.
Okay. So we'd seen all these different stores that housed just some immaculate figures, and a bunch of other, you know, weeb culture shit. And we see this one store that we hadn't walked into before. We sell and like, oh hey, let's look it up, or let's go walk in here. So we walk into the first floor. It's a really small store. Like, just everything's really tight and compressed. And we're like, all right. Don't really see anything. And then we see the staircase. There's stairs leading downstairs, and then there's stairs leading upstairs. And we're like, let's just go upstairs, see what they got. Guys, the second floor of this place. I have never seen so much porn in my life.
Hey, yo.
Bro, you walk in, you go up the stairs, and you walk into the room, and you are hit with it immediately. Just like this giant, it's just a vault. It almost feels like I'm in somebody's like pervert vault of just Japanese porn, just all over the fucking place. I'm like, what the fuck? And here's the thing. In case you're not familiar with a certain video or series, don't you worry, fellas. They have previews of the shit playing on the TV screens on these floors. Oh, yeah, that was some girl's mouth. I'll tell you what. She was filled up like that on one of the covers. It was a lot. It was a lot.
And so they had this content live viewing as well?
Yes, content live viewing, but like it's preview. So they would just show snippets of different ones. So somebody had to cut that together and then run it on the TV. And as it's playing, they have the sound on. Right? So you hear all the noises.
Someone had to animate it too.
Oh, no, none of that was animated. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
okay. Okay. It was all live action. So they're playing that, right? And then the store music is still playing. So you hear really cutesy Japanese music playing while someone's just getting railed on this TV screen, and you're hearing that, and you're like, what is happening? And so, our morbid curiosity takes over, and we just start walking the floor, looking just at the amount of volume that they have. And we get to the very back corner of the second floor. And it was the funniest shit. It was just the funniest shit because there's this shelf, right? And then there is like these cardboard cutouts of some of the models that are adult film actresses there. And then there's like another shelf that leads to a different row. And on that row, Disney movies. Just Disney movies. Just literal Disney movies. It's like just a little small section. And right next to that small section of like Disney, Pixar, animated movies, more porn.
Just
yes. It's not. They're not parodies. They're the real thing. You look at the back of the box, and it's it's the actual stuff. And so I'm like, what? And then that back shelf, American action films. American action films, right? Just American action films. Right next to the American action films, American 80s and 90s porn, and then Japanese porn. And then
I think that this is teaching me a lot about the stuff that I witness in anime, and especially the character Master Roshi.
This would have been Master Roshi's paradise, I'll tell you that much. Now, the more you go up, so we're like, all right, if that's what's on this floor, what's on the next floor? More of the same. Literally more of the same. You're just... I feel like it would be a gross understatement to say that there was at least 10,000 hours of porn in this store. Just sheer porn. And then, of course, there was weird Japanese sex toys that we saw. We're like, we're just like, what the fuck is all this?
Does that fit in my bag?
What makes them, what makes them different than American sex toys?
Huh?
What makes them different from American sex toys?
I mean, well, some of them are molded after the Japanese film models, for sure, one. A lot of them have like the hentai, characters on them.
Some squid stuff going on.
Some squid. There was like a squid looking thing. It was kind of weird. I was like, I'm glad they said no film or photography because I would have felt like a real weirdo just trying to take a picture of that to show to people. And then, so I would say there was about 5 floors of this. We went to all 5 floors as we kept climbing up because we were just like...
I was going to ask, does it just get kind of more dark as it goes up?
Unfortunately...
To stuff you actually... It's not even funny to see.
Yeah, it's not. I wanted to gag and throw up. But that's like for the weird... So that last floor is for weird hardcore fetishes. The first 3, you're like, it's pretty vanilla, just normal, regular porn, I guess. That the floor before the 5th floor... That's where, like, you get the little... They try to ease you in because you just see a little bit more stuff. You're like, that makes me uncomfortable to look at with my own eyes. Then that 5th floor, I just saw one particular cover, and then I immediately I was like, all right, I'm done. This curiosity killed this cat. I had to go wash my eyes out.
Yeah,
it becomes less funny very fast.
It went unfunny because if you just saw me or if I was mic'd up the first 3.5 floors, I'm laughing my ass off, right?
This is a good SNL bit, honestly. Like some guys like laughing, doing bits, floor 1 through 3. And then by 5, he's just,
And then he gets to the snuff film section and he's like, what the fuck?
Okay. No snuff film shit.
Unalives himself.
No, there's a crazy ass movie from the 90s. It's probably one of Nick Cage's best, low-key, but it's called 8mm. And it's like he's a private detective who gets hired by a rich lady who finds that her husband made a snuff film. He was like a rich guy, he dies, and there's a snuff film that gets made out of it. Joaquin Phoenix is working at like a store, at some store in LA, and ends up helping Nick Cage get through the seedy underbelly. And there's a scene where Nick Cage has to go to like a secret porn swap to like do some more research to find out if this snuff film is real or not. And it's just like the craziest scene because it's just him walking through this like this really seedy looking empty warehouse or some shit. And then there's just boxes labeled the most heinous shit ever. like just the most. I mean, long, not to spoil the movie, but it helps him eventually find the person's, and get answers. So like obviously Snuff was a part of it, but there was way worse, dude. And like there's a part where Nick Cage like looks at one that's like really one that's just really nasty. I'm not even gonna repeat it, and he's just like puts it back down.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for me, murder seems honestly pretty above board compared to what I was thinking of that you might see in there. So
and that's why I mentioned that scene specifically is because that scene is just so wild.
That cast, Nick Cage, Joaquin Phoenix,
and like
James
the thing that
Norman Reedus.
It's an incredible movie. Anybody who hasn't seen it,
and it's a Joel Schumacher. What the hell's going on here?
It's a really good movie. I think people are sleeping on it. I don't know. It's probably just hard to rewatch that movie because it's just about some graphic content.
Yeah, well, we saw some graphic. We saw the cover of some graphic content. So that was a lot, and I was just like, I exited out that floor. I'm like, one, somebody is actually buying this because otherwise they wouldn't have stock of it. And two, it's just like, someone's making this because there's somehow a demand for it. That was the weird. So that last floor really weirded me out and grossed me out. And then we just washed it away with some wholesome arcade action. After that, because that was just like, no, I need to not remember. Thankfully, those ladies hit me hard enough where I think my my short-term memory might be fucked. I'm just kidding. I don't think that's actual thing. But I blocked that last floor off my mind. I just do remember though it being absolutely vile. God, more of this. Universal Studios, by the way. If you guys ever want to go to Super Nintendo World, yeah, good luck. That's a lottery system.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess everything there.
Either you buy a separate ticket for Nintendo World on top of your admission ticket, or you play the lottery game. I think they hit me harder because they saw me laughing and not suffering.
Yeah. I think they just, that was their moment.
They're like, we're gonna make this American not laugh.
They're like, we need to help pass the rock, so we're gonna hit this guy.
Hey, the things that I do for content, all right?